We have some experience with road trips and kids, spending almost 4 years on the road. Let's try that again. We have some experience going on road trips with kids after traveling full time around the country in a car for almost 4 years with, well, varying ages of kids. I think a road trip with kids is absolutely crucial, important. I think it is vital. Go on some long road trips. You can learn and grow so much as a family. And it's not just me that feels this way. There was this woman, I don't know her name or who she was, but when we were shooting the film 500 Feet Ahead, she had this to say about road trips and kids.
And I think traveling is absolutely fabulous for little guys. You just are so inspired by what the country offers. When you stop at some of these places, you find out about that area that you would never have dreamed possible. I think a road trip with a young kid is absolutely an education in itself.
So don't take my word for it. You can take that unnamed lady there too. Number one way of making road trips amazing with kids, I would say, is at some point during the road trip, turn off all of the screens. Every screen in the car, well, I guess you might need your navigational screen, but all of the kids' screens, phones, tablets, that kind of thing, shut them down. Shut them down, okay? Just shut them down.
Waiting for Mom.
And then after you take some time shutting them down, turn them back on again, because they make road trips a lot better. We have found that some of the best interactions we've had with our kids, some of the best discussions, some of the most fun that we've had with our kids are when we're doing something together, like playing old-fashioned cheesy games in the car. It's really important, I think, for both yourself and the connection you have with kids and the kids themselves to be able to look up from the screen and look around them and see, what's around them.
Guys, what do you think of Kentucky?
I think it's pretty. Just grass.
It's just grass.
It's pretty important. I think that's probably the most obvious. We'll get to some less obvious ones here coming up. Don't you worry. Don't worry. You. My wife just asked if I wanted an omelet because she's awesome. My wife is amazing. I'm gonna go eat it. Want to eat it with me? You can't, but you can watch. It looks perfect. Oh, shoot. That omelet was delicious. I don't know how my wife makes an omelet that good. I make omelets often because we're on keto. And mine are good, I think, and then I eat my wife's and I'm like, what the heck? I don't know what she does with them. I don't know why I think that's funny. I think it's funny when I just stare at the camera and grab a drink and drink it while I stare at the lens. Make a slurping sound and put it back down. It's not funny. It's not even interesting. But for me, as I record this, I think it's hilarious. Okay, we have some games. After you put down the iPads, the phones, whatever, and you're looking for something to do, we have some good games that we've done ourselves and that we've learned from other families traveling around the country. I'll give you a few of them. One is called Cop Car Points. That's just a name I gave it. I don't know what you would call it. Basically, as you're driving around, you're looking for any kind of... You could do it a few different ways. There's some variations on this game that another family made up. One way, the way that they play it, is it's law enforcement cars only. So that includes highway patrols, local sheriffs, police, those sorts of cars. Every time you see one, you get 1 point. The first person in the car to reach 5 points gets a treat at the next stop. You could also play it, a variation on this game that's made up, is any car that you see with a siren. So that could be a tow truck, it could be an ambulance, you know what I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? I guess a siren technically is just the audio that the car makes, you can't see those, but emergency lights on a car. Try to keep up. I know it's a complicated game. Another one that we play is where you have to describe either a place or an animal. You can pick your own things. We'll allow that in your car. So we describe either a place or an animal with as few words as possible. So let's say that my place is Disneyland. It's too obvious for my family, but we'll keep it easy for you playing at home. So I would start the game by saying, it is a place in California. It's usually always warm there, and it's a place we love to go to. You give it very vague details at first, and they try to guess in places, and then you slowly give more and more clues and hints, whatever you come up with, until somebody figures out what it is you're describing. It's kind of fun. We'll do that with animals too. So like this animal lives on the land. It's fairly large, and it likes to eat this. It's a fun game. Why did I do that? I don't do that. Oh, another fun game. My son loves to play this. We just downloaded the app, so you do need one device, but it's Would You Rather. I don't know if you've ever played that game. That is a fun game. And we play it for like hours. It's like, would you rather eat a worm or eat dog food? Like, it's those kind of questions. It's a really fun game. And my wife will oftentimes, she'll use her device too, but she'll really get the kids excited about where we're going. Whatever the destination is or the next place we're going to see on the road trip, she'll sit there and just tell the kids about it, or tell them about the history of the place or some of the interesting things. It's kind of fun. Once in a while, when we can, we will download like an audiobook, or if there's a podcast or something about the place we're visiting, we'll sit there and listen to that just to kind of get hyped and excited about the place that we're going to visit. That's kind of a fun. And that's just a bonus throw in. There's still 3 more. A couple of days ago, my daughter Erica had her Halloween party. It was pretty awesome. Show you some footage of that today.
Yeah, I turned it off as soon as he got there. Yeah. Well, so far the party's going pretty well. It's up and running. I've got my hat on, so things are looking good. I am going to go outside and embarrass Erica now. God, this hat is killing me. It's really heavy, and my neck is really sore. That was it! Hooray! On the Road Again is a song that was written by somebody at one time. We are in Tennessee still, heading to a new state park closer to the Smoky Mountains. Something I didn't know is that the Smoky Mountains and the Blue Ridge Mountains, the same mountain range. Blue Ridge Mountains are a little farther north, but same mountains. So we're at a Love's. Love's, it's a good place for trailer folk.
Okay, the next one, I think this is very important, especially if you have kind of younger kids. And that is to stop and play. The vacation shouldn't start when you get to the place. It should be along the way. It should be getting up that morning to go on your trip. Like, that whole experience should be part of the fun. Make gas station stops, snack stops, restaurants, coffee breaks, whatever you're doing, whatever stops you make along the way. Make those part of the fun. I remember this one time we were driving down to Disneyland. We stopped at this gas station we had never been to before. We got the kids out of the car just to like stretch and go to the bathroom and all of that. And we found this little patch of grass. And we noticed that along the ground there were these little piles of It looked like dirt and debris and hair and also bones, like fragments of little animal bones. And we were like, what the heck? So we started looking around, and when we looked up, we noticed that in the trees, careful, it's a little touchy maybe for some people, but there were like animal carcasses hanging out of these oak trees, like squirrels and bits of, and we noticed that across the street there was like this owl sanctuary, all these owl houses. This is where they hunted. It was the coolest thing. Our kids loved it. I feel like everyone's normal life is rush. Everybody like getting to work, getting to school, getting to this event and that event. It's all rush, fast pace. We don't have time for that. And so vacation, I like to make it the opposite of that. Number 4, I already did that. Number 4 piggybacks off the first one. Number 4 is to take your time, but I already talked about that. Last one, number 5, this one works regardless of who your kids are. It works every time. It's amazing. And that is give them alcohol. Just a small amount before you leave or on the way. It's so quiet in the car. NyQuil would probably work too. We've never done this, okay? It's a joke. It's a joke. Take it easy. Was that good? That was a good list, man. Man, oh man. That was a good list. Oh, it's an earthquake. No, it's not. It was me shaking the camera. Don't worry. I think that's it for today's episode. Kind of a quick one, because I gotta work on things, including this show.
Of a long sound